From Las Vegas, it's Let's Talk News Now with Rick and Ella.
Welcome back. We have with us a man who is, well, you may not recognize his face right away, but you'll certainly recognize his website, and that is evandavisjazz.com. Evan, good morning.
Good morning.
Good morning.
You know,
Good morning to you.
I would imagine the way you're dressed and the fact that it's like 6:15, 6:20 in the morning, that you probably, just came out of the jazz clubs?
Well, actually, I got home a little earlier. Talk about last night. I did have to go to a party. It started at 10 o'clock at the Trop. So I tried to get out fairly early because I knew I had to be here early this morning. So I missed half of the party. But
because it was you.
oh well. That was my only guilt I'm going to lay on you.
You were there on the good half. The second half gets weird.
Yes.
If you are not familiar with evandavisjazz.com, you should be, because there you're going to find a plethora of information about what's going on in all the jazz clubs around town and who's performing where. Now, since you kind of started this idea, where does it go?
Well, let me back up a little.
Sure.
First, I don't only support jazz, I support all types of live entertainment, local entertainment here in town. And it started about 4 years ago actually 3 years ago, but 4 years ago when I came into town. My wife and I, well, let me just say this before I go any further. I have to give a little kudos to my wife. She's my biggest supporter. I go out a lot at night by myself, and if it wasn't for her support,
cool.
I would not be here. And it's her birthday this month too.
Oh,
so Sandy, happy birthday. Okay.
Happy birthday,
I got that out of the way, and now I can relax.
Yes.
It was one of those.
Yeah.
What happened?
No stress now.
When we got to town about 4 years ago, a realtor who became my best friend, Joanne Toronto, started taking us around to all these different venues and music venues. She knew everyone in town in the local scene, and she was dragging us 4, 5, 6 nights a week out all over town. So I started to meet a lot of performers. I ended up getting a lot of email addresses, and a lot of the performers started asking me to help them promote some of their gigs by sending out flyers to all the people on their on my email list.
Makes sense.
Yeah, but getting 10 emails from me with flyers, it gets a little crazy. So someone said, why don't you start a blog, a music blog, where you can put all the information there and people can come to one site and check out what's going on. Well, what happened as it evolved, a lot of entertainers started sending me a lot of stuff to put on. So I had to start putting some kind of calendar together. And so what I do now is I send out an email every Saturday to over 300 performers, musicians, asking what their gigs are for the week. I get it back on Tuesday morning, or by Tuesday morning, and I put it in a calendar format, and it posts every Wednesday. Then runs from Wednesday to Wednesday. Then I send one email out on Wednesday to all the people on all my email lists, and it says, check out this week's calendar of events at www.evandavisjazz.com. It's a link so they can click on that link and see what's going on and where to go this weekend or what they can do on a Thursday night.
Today being Wednesday, of course, it'll be updated today.
Yes.
And so that's very, very cool. It sounds to me like you kind of got wrapped all up into the Las Vegas lifestyle, like immediately. Your realtor sells you a piece of property, then takes you to the clubs.
To make sure you stay.
He makes sure you stay, and then next thing you know, you're working for all of them.
We love Vegas, and it's a great town. And,
Where did you come from?
We spent the last 20 years in South Florida, Fort Lauderdale area. So, we came from the tropics to the desert.
And now you're here, where it's super hot. Well, what's great is that, I don't want to go to a nightclub every time I go out. I would like to just go and enjoy live music. Right. But it is hard to find good local spots. So I think this is a great service for.
And it also helps me decide where to go, or otherwise I would have no idea what to do on the nights I want to go out.
Yeah.
What's evolved since then is that some of these clubs and restaurants are coming to me asking me if I can put some music in there or what I can do. So what I've just recently started is I brought what I call jazz to Summerlin on the west side of town, because there's no real jazz venues over there. There is a couple of jazz clubs in town, and I'll mention them. There's a Dispensary Lounge. It's on East Tropicana. They have jazz there on Wednesday nights, Friday and Saturday nights. Starts at 10 o'clock at night. E-String on the east side of town.
Yes, E-String.
Saturday afternoon.
Yeah.
Sunday afternoon. Monday night it's a reasonable time, about 7 o'clock for their jazz venue. And then there's a place called Bunkhouse.
Yes, been there too.
Have you?
Downtown area, right?
Yeah, downtown.
What we need to do is
11th
just
Street.
kind of follow Kim around.
Right.
Just hang out with Kim.
Exactly.
You know,
Well, they had like a ska band play there once.
Oh,
it's interesting.
they've got a jazz jam on Monday nights, but it starts at midnight. So it's
late.
kind of tough. So what I did is I brought a group in. Well, when I decided to do some jazz on the west side of town, I got a hold of Uli Gessendorfer. Okay, he is a most creative piano keyboard player I know. He's from Munich, Germany. He's been here a while. We put together a group. Steve Flora on the upright bass, Mike Mitchum on drums, Pascal Elia, who's a jazz singer from Belgium, is wonderful.
Fantastic.
And
you can find out about these things
Right.
all on evandavisjazz.com. We're going to take a short break. Evan, thank you so much for being here.
okay.